All right, we're back. Gypsy Tales. I think this would be chapter 5, I think. And we are with the third place Dakar guy in the bike, Toby One Kenobi. How are you, mate? Fresh back from South America?
Fresh back from out there. Just bloody... it's good. Good to be home and cruise along.
How was it? We spoke to you... How long would it have been before you got on the plane from when the last podcast was?
I think we're literally about 1 week out from switching over and heading over onto the plane. So, it was a nice close call. And, now we're all done and finished, back home now and kind of relaxing a little bit, so it's not too bad.
Yeah, it was one of those things where we were talking about the whole Dakar experience, but basically expecting you were expecting nothing, I guess, just based on like the unknown of how little preparation there was, because you basically had no training really for it.
Yeah, no, that's it, exactly. So this year for us, Dakar was basically bit of a hit and miss, and just hope for the best, and almost really. So we basically just got 6 weeks under our belt on the bike, and to try and be organised and ready, and we jetted off and away we went to basically 12 months to the day since I crashed, and hadn't raced a motorcycle since that day. Was our first day of kick-off in the Dakar Rally.
Yeah, and a lot of people won't know this, mate, but a Barocca almost derailed the entire program. One Barocca,
mate. That was the biggest killer of the lot. Everything was going really good. One morning, I just thought I felt a little bit flat, and just wanted to try and just pick up that bit of energy a little bit. And the next thing you know, my arms just started blowing up like crazy, and I couldn't feel my fingers. And that Barocca almost derailed the whole program. So it was pretty wild.
Cheers, Pete.
Cheers, Pete. You're a good man.
So how much bike time did you actually get in before you left for Dakar? Because it was what, you tried to do some hour motos or whatever at QMP.
Yeah, so we're just trying to get hour motos in each day, and I think my 500 EXC had about 8 hours on it out of the whole year of racing, and then I think by the time I pretty much packed up and took off and went to South America, I think we ended up with about 21, 22 hours on the bike. So, so probably about like 12, 13 hours on the bike before we basically went into the biggest race of the year for us, of 2 weeks of racing and 9,500 kilometres. So I was like, well, everything will come back to me in that amount of time. So it's, just saddle up and hook in.
Did you get to ride, because it was a new bike this year, wasn't it? Did you get to actually ride that new bike much before you raced it, basically?
Basically, we just got 1 day on it before we took off onto the rally. So I'd done a little bit in Morocco. That was just before I buggered my leg up again, and had to have that second surgery and stuff. So I got a little bit of time on it there, and then like I say, I pretty much would have got an hour and a half or so on the bike, just a few days leading up to the event, and then I went all through scrutineering checks and passed everything, and then day one began.
What was the feeling like at the event, like when you go and you do scrutineering and staging? Because it must have just, even those couple of weeks before you actually went to the race, you must have still just felt so far away from actually doing it.
Yeah, 100%. That's it. I felt like I was still miles away, even though we're 2-3 days out from the race and hooking into it and getting going. So basically, it'd been a long season for me, and it just the last 2 days just felt like it seemed like it took another 365 days until I was actually going to take off. So that's the worst bit. It's nerve-wracking, and it's the worst part of the lead-up of the whole race is just those first last few days leading up to the event. But you're just once a rally kicks off, then it just takes full motion and away your day goes. And before you know it, you start losing track of days. You don't know what day it is, you don't know what time it is, what date it is, and what anything. So it just kind of locks you in a little bit of a bubble, and then it's like you're in a separate world, and competing in this big event that has been followed all around the world.
Did you ride past the section this year where you crashed?
No, and actually I rode past it, but in like a liaison transport section.
Oh,
so
right.
not like right over. Like it's not like I could look across to my right or my left and see the exact spot where I was. But yeah, like I was probably in about a 5 kilometre radius of where I'd ended up in my face and whatnot. So, but yeah, I don't know. You just kind of forget about that and keep cruising along.
What was the media attention like going into it? Was it sort of, was it almost like out of sight, out of mind for you, and you kind of come in under the radar a bit?
Yeah, for sure. Like there was really no talk, no hype. There was no nothing. No one expected anything, and which at the end of the day, like it's good to get the media coverage, whatnot, and everything. But yeah, people don't realise how much time that kind of takes off your hands and everything. It's to try and be organised and try and be ready for the race. So you end up, like if you're going to go and do 2-3 interviews for the day, sometimes it's like a half hour, 45-minute drive to get to the next one, and it's you're just missing out on that time to kind of rest and get organised. Even though like I'd rested pretty much for the whole year, really, I hadn't done anything really, so it's still just like leading up to that race. You're just trying to preserve as much energy as possible to get ready for that race and look after yourself a bit, but. We really had no commitments with interview-wise and from people outside of everything and wanting to know what's going on, and people just knew we were there, and kind of at the beginning was just like to just see, I don't know, really kind of fill another spot on the starting list, but we ended up doing not too bad in the first week, and starting to set ourselves up not too bad for the second week.
Yeah, so I guess like the reason we're doing this podcast really is just to kind of let people know. I mean, I literally haven't even spoke to you about the race, mainly because we were distracted on Australia Day. Yeah,
a little bit of distraction on Australia Day. You know, it's like America's
got weird.
Yeah, things got a little bit crazy, a bit weird, and it's to celebrate Australia Day and then also my third place finish. We just thought we'd have to have a good one, and some things went a little bit crazy, and dirt bike in the house, and jet ski in the pool and things like that. But we'll keep the rest of that under wraps, and that was just the tip of the iceberg and some of the icing on the cake at the moment.
We had like $300 worth of meat cooked on a barbecue that you didn't even get to eat.
Yeah, no, I didn't get none of that stuff. So it was supplied all this food and basically starved all night. So it was it was like, felt like I was back in Dakar training.
So let's just start with, I guess, the start of the race. Like where was your head at? Is it one of those things where as soon as the helmet goes on, you just game face and you sort of forget about all the other, or is it the kind of race where you have enough time to sort of think while you're riding and think about, like, do you drift off, or was it just so kind of in the moment when you actually did put the helmet on? Yeah,
like it was all kind of in the moment a little bit. Like at the end of the day, like I say, it was pretty much to the day that I'd crashed in the previous Dakar. That was the first day of the whole rally and stuff. So we ended up just being a little bit nervous on that first day, just to make sure we get through the whole event and keep ourselves sorted. But it was we got that monkey off our back, and then it was just basically just trying to settle into a nice, decent pace. And it kind of felt good the first 4 or 5 days just to be sticking with the front guys and not really losing too much time. Like, even though I think I was like 9-10 minutes off the lead in that first week, it's still 9-10 minutes is nothing. So it's to be that close, and to the front guys that have been racing for the whole season, and myself being basically a couch racer for the whole year, it was it felt pretty good. I was pumped on that.
What was it like physically those first few days? Because that's got to be like a pretty massive shock to your body. Like, I know you're saying, like, we're joking about the Barocca thing, but like your hands were literally going numb, weren't they? Yeah,
I don't know. There's just having some issues with the hands in the first week there, and everything was good when I first started riding back here. But I just started having some troubles there, and like everything now is good with the hands and stuff and sorted. But the first 3-4 days it was not too bad. Like, it was hard riding and sand dunes and stuff and everything. But once like the 4th day kind of come around till about the 8th, 9th day, I started to feel a lot of muscles that I pretty much hadn't used for the last 12 months. So the middle part of it, I would have to say would have been the hardest of the whole lot of it. And then I don't know, by the end of it there, where I got my couple of stage wins and stuff, it just felt like I was just starting to get warmed up and get going. So, yeah, look, we just got to make sure we look after ourselves this year and not break ourselves and just stay fit and healthy. And then I think with 12 months under our belt, we'll definitely come back bigger and stronger in 19.
Is it? I'd imagine, like, I mean, it's as stupid as it sounds. So, like, there's a 5K run that I've been doing in Cairns every weekend. So it's like every Saturday you do this 5K run, and I've never really done much running before. And the first time you do it, you've got no idea what, like, pacing wise, how your energy's going to feel, if you know what I mean. And then you do it the next weekend, and you're like, oh, like, I kind of know where I got to here. And then that third weekend, you sort of do it again, the fourth weekend. So is Dakar kind of getting to be like that for you now, where it's like you're working out the pacing, you're working out the food side of it, the hydration, the sleep, or even is it just like the fact that you know what to expect mentally, it makes it a bit easier? Yeah,
it's exactly like that. Like you've basically got to kind of like wing yourself into it and just start to find your feet and see how the body reacts after each day's stage, and just kind of see where you're at. Like, being hydrated, the food that you're eating and stuff, whether it's giving you enough energy for the whole day to burn through, so you might not be eating enough, or you might be eating too much and you're feeling bloated and crappy the next day. And but then like, it's just like I say, just trying to find your pace and just somewhere where it's comfortable, that you're not going overboard and burning too much energy, and you're not like crashing and breaking the bike and just making your days longer and longer for you, and harder and more physically draining. So it's just it's just like that. Once you get to a certain point of the day, you go, okay, I can push here a little bit more, and then you have to kind of have a bit of a break and just try and relax a little bit and just preserve some energy and stuff. So it's but for us, like, your 5K loop, you know what that 5K loop is the whole time. So you can go, from this tree to this bit of a paddock next to this fence, I can run flat out. But like, I don't know what the track is in front of me. So it's like you just kind of pick the terrain as you're going along and say, okay, this is a bit smoother, a little bit easier, not as rough. I can push here. And then when it gets harder terrain or rocky or snotty, shitty little areas and stuff, you go, okay, I've just got to back it off a little bit now and just look after myself and the bike and not wreck anything. And then it's as you're going along, you just got to make sure you pick the right terrain.
Because there was a lot of dudes that actually went out this year, right? It
was crazy, actually. Like, it's I think in the first 3-4 days, I think they'd had about a 38% strike rate of just kicking people out, or not kicking people out of the race, but just people bombing out of the race. So it's I think it was day 3 or day 4, we had to start behind the vehicles or something like that. And like, literally, it was like we'd just gone through a wrecking yard, like from start to finish. There was panels, there was ramps, there was tyres, there was hoods, there was doors, there was just shrapnel everywhere. And really kind of like started cutting the field down. And those sand dunes and stuff this year are really hard to ride in for us, but it's for the car guys and the truck guys, like, literally when they're going up those sand dune banks, like, they're just looking to a blue sky, just going, okay, I don't know what's on the other side. We'll just have to wait and see whether it's a nice gradual downhill, or if it's a sand spit where it's just a drop off, or they could drop off the other side and there could be just like a sand dune bank hole, and they just like bury the front end there, and then they're bogged and stuck. So it's hard for them, and that's we basically, I came over a sand dune bank there once, and it was like a bowl-orama of like a smash-up derby. There was like 6-7 cars in there trying to get out of this massive big hole. So there's just cars just like cutting between each other. It was just, and then like I say, there was just shrapnel in there everywhere. And it was actually quite scary to try and run between it all, because you're just like, I'm waiting for a car to just sideswipe me and not see me. So. But it worked out. We just got through that first week, got to the rest day, and it started to kind of flow along pretty well.
Because that one dude got hit by a car or a truck. Like, did you see that video? Wasn't it a moto?
Yeah,
was it a moto dude?
It was actually, I think it was a chick that was on the bike. So she, crashed on the other side of a dune, and then a car come across the other side, and they would have probably only just seen her for a split second. And then luckily, she just got nicked. I think the bike got run over on the back side of it, like across the rear tanks and stuff. And then she was like knew it could hear something coming, and she kind of dived a little bit, and then just got like just a little nick. But yeah, like the car turned around, came back, and jumped out and made sure she was okay, and she jumped up on the bike, and away she went again. But that's how dangerous the race can be. You don't know what's on the other side of them dunes, and you don't know if there's people, cars, or anything. So it's quite dangerous.
I think I even saw a video on Facebook of a spectator getting hit by one of the big trucks.
Yeah, that was going around. It was actually...
was that a couple of years ago?
I think it was a couple of years ago. So I saw the same footage as well on our rest day, and I was like, wow, this is pretty gnarly, pretty crazy. But I looked into it a little bit, and some people said, yeah, it was from a previous Dakar, like 3, 4, maybe 5 years ago. So, luckily nothing like that happened in the race this year. And but yeah, that's it. Like I say, it's just people.
Anything can happen.
Just anything can happen. So you're never safe in that race.
Did you actively plan to take that first week before the rest day super conservative? Because obviously you went out on like the 4th day or whatever last year. So like, was that actually a plan, or was it just your body? That's sort of where you were at.
No, like I still had stuff under my belt that first week, and where we were situated at was in a good spot and good place. So. I definitely could have pushed more and got some better results in that first week. And yeah, as it turned out, that second week, once some stages started getting cancelled,
sort of wish you had a bit of time.
Yeah,
back.
I wish I took a little bit more. I just went a little bit quicker in that first week now to be a little bit closer to the front. But you like I say, you can't plan for that stuff, so you don't really know. But if those two stages didn't get cancelled, the kind of game plan I had in place and what I was trying to think up of to try and do, I think might have worked out pretty well and done all right. But that first stage that got cancelled is pretty much what threw us in a bit of a whirlwind of things to start going wrong, and that caused the next day for me to get lost on that stage 10. So if I had known stage 9 was going to be cancelled, I wouldn't probably pushed as hard on stage 8 just to be near the front, which was I started second. I would prefer to kind of be back around the 5, 6 area. So if I would have known that, I wouldn't have gone quite as hard. And but we had that stage cancelled on 8, and stage 9 was cancelled. Sorry, and then. My fault, my own thing, my drama and my problem. I got lost on stage 10 and everything. But then once you lose kilometres when they cancelled that next stage on us, it just kind of started to seal the deal that one had got away from us.
Yeah. So what happened when you got lost? Because you were telling us that you were following a dude that's like pretty local, and you were surprised with how like spot on he was and the speed he was going. So like, that I found that pretty interesting that dude was kind of riding that good, you know? Yeah,
that's it. Like, no, Kevin rides really, really, really well. And, but like, where we basically camped overnight, had our rest day, that was his hometown, his home area and stuff. And I think we only had a 240 kilometre ride in the morning to get to the start of this next special stage and everything. And, so basically it was his local ground, local area. I'm sure he's been around that area, and we've had Dakar there the last 2-3 years. So it's we know the area a little bit as well. We know it's a tricky area to navigate in, and but in the morning he like I say, I started second. He caught me probably about 50 kilometre mark, and then. Basically, like I say, I jumped in behind him, and just the speed. He was riding really, really well, and to hit those points with all the waypoints, the hidden waypoints and everything, at that speed, and really wasn't really second guessing any of his calls, and every time he made a navigation, like a turn or something for a cap heading to follow, like it was literally turn on a dime and just wrap the throttle on and just send it straight out back out into the mountains, or send it down along the road, do whatever. And he was nailing everything spot on. Like every time we got one of the waypoint safety checks and stuff to open up, it was basically the arrow was dead straight in like a 900 meter radius. The arrow was pointing dead straight. It wasn't even crooked. soon as we validate that waypoint, the arrow disappears, and then we're back on our own thing to try and find all the rest of the points and all the hidden waypoints. And he'd just turn and shoot and point and shoot again. And it was a quick, fast pace to be trying to ride behind him and just follow his lines, and then let alone to try and navigate and do that speed as well. So all morning he was nailing everything perfect, and then
So you were just like, I'm just gonna sit in. You're killing it.
Yep.
Cheers, bud.
Yep.
I'm coming along for the ride.
I'm just coming along for the ride.
And was there a group of you guys, or was it just you and him?
Just me and him for the first part of it, and then we caught Antoine Mio, my teammate. We caught him very, very quickly. And then basically from there, we just got into a group of 3, and like I say, it was virtually the bit where we got lost was it was about 150 metres. If we went a little bit further, we would have caught the right Rio, and away we went. But basically, what it was three Rios that were like side by side. I think we had to catch a middle one. We took the first one, but all the caps that we had.
And what's a Rio?
Like a riverbed. So and for us it's Rio, but yeah, it's just
is that French for riverbed?
Yeah. So it's just dry riverbed that's there, like a big wash basically. That's just like water flows down through when they do have big storms and that. So it was all dry and dried up, no water, no nothing. But we basically were like 150 metres out on our distance, and the first one basically was side by side, and when we took off and started going down the first one, all our caps and everything, I can't remember the exact whatever it was, but it was like 152 degrees or something like this. It all was in that area and lining up and pretty much perfect, and then it started to hook a little bit more to the left, and we're like, it's not matching up too much now, but then it started to swing back to the right, and then we're back on the right way again. And then a little bit further down, I think about 9-10 kilometres down this Rio, it ended up, pretty much taking off a fair bit to the left, and then once we got to, I think there was a waypoint that was meant to be 12 kilometres down the road in this Rio, and just never activated, never went off, and we were searching for it. Then we tried to cut across like some of the banks to get in, hoping if we were in the wrong spot, like in the wrong Rio, it would have been right next to us. And then we went across like 2 Ks across there, and we couldn't see no signs of another Rio. So we were like, we have to be in the right one, like it just something's going on. So we went back there again and trying to search for it, and then we come back down the Rio. We thought we might have gone a little bit too far to the right or left of like one little spot that we needed to go down, whatever. And as it turned out, we were just in the wrong one, and we ended up doing, I think, about probably 45 kilometres extra than what we were meant to, and then it basically meant, we lost 50 minutes almost for the day, so that just shoots you in the foot, and that signs, seals and delivers a disastrous day for you.
And how long did each of those 59 minutes feel like?
That when we finally pretty much worked out where we were wrong, it actually felt like we were lost for 3 hours. Like, it just felt like it was forever. Once I got back at the end of the day and saw everyone, I was just like, that's hours and hours I'm behind. And they're like, it's not that bad, but 50, 55 minutes or something that I lost that day. It was it's hard to take once all the race was going really well, and then basically then it just became a race of trying to see where we'd situate ourselves by the end of the rally then. So it's just try and chase a podium position.
Did you think it was done? Like, did you even think that you'd have the possibility to get on the podium after that?
Oh, no, I thought I'd done some more damage than that. Like, I was then thinking around like a 5th or a 6th place. But then the following day, we pushed pretty good, and we made a lot of time back, and I think then some other people made some mistakes the following day, and we jumped back up into 3rd. So, it was... a lot of damage was done, but then to recover as good as we did, for sure it's not too bad. But I never in the whole year, I never would have ever thought that I was going to be fighting for a podium position on my return trip back to Dakar anyway, like let alone trying to be pushing to look like for a win. So, I definitely can't complain with the result we got, but it's we wanted more.
That makes sense in a way, but then I know you, everyone here knows you, like, you know what I mean? So it's like, it makes sense that you are stoked on a podium, but are you really stoked on a podium?
Definitely really stoked on a podium, but I know it could have been.
But you know
more.
you could do better.
I know it can be better, and I know it could have been better. So it's just, it's just, I don't know. We all make mistakes, and it's, that was one of my big ones. So it's just, kind of you sit here a little bit and you think, you let that one slip away, making that one mistake, and basically, like I say, being 150 metres, and it would have been a different story, I think. But it's one note pretty much destroyed it, and that's just how it is. But the main thing is, I'm happy to walk away from that one not injured. I've got now 12 months under my belt to get ready and organised for the next one. And just to top it off, it's 3 podiums in 4 times I've started. So every time I've crossed that finish line, I've been on the podium. So it's I'm happy with that, which is rad. But for sure, I always want that top step. It's what I'm paid to do. So it's if it's not that top step, it's really not good enough. But it's at the end of the day, it is a good result. Yeah,
that stat of every time you finish, you've been on the box. I wonder. I mean, we should probably look it up. But I wonder if anyone's done that to where every time they finish the race, they've actually got on the podium.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there would be some solid rides like that. I think like Mark Comer and Cyril Dupre and stuff like. Literally, the race has gone from probably those 2 guys in the last 8 to 10 years, whatever, of being the guys that will win the race no matter what. To now, there's
it's a little bit
6
more wide open.
to 10 guys that could easily win the race. So it's a little bit more wide open. There's a lot more competition. The speed's definitely lifted a lot. Not that I've raced against Cyril Dupre or Comer and that in their era and their time, but. I'm sure as anything, the pace is definitely lifted a lot more. It just makes
sense, that the bikes get better and more about the event. People put more money into the event. It sort of makes sense that the pace goes up. You can't compare Emig's championship to Villapoto's. It's not even. I was actually having this convo with a mate the other day.
Yeah.
Because when I spoke to Dunge, I was like, you've pretty much raced everyone except Everts in his prime. And then he started listing off all these names. I was like, dude, it's not the same sport.
Yeah.
That's literally you're comparing 2 people that really aren't even doing the same thing.
Yeah, that's it. Exactly. So it's it. It's like trying to get McGrath and Emig to race their 97 Supercross Championship bikes and saying to Dungey ride the 97 model KTM 250 and race against them and then see how you fare up. So it's just 2 it's 2 different eras you're kind of comparing and whatnot. Every race results badass and doesn't matter who it is and who won it, but it's just they're 2 different areas to be trying to compare.
With the only exception of Ronnie Mack.
Ronnie Mack, mate, she's
because he would win. We just know that he would win regardless. So all those championships, Chads, Ricky's,
exactly,
Villapoto's, they've all got a massive asterisk next to them.
Exactly. The style that guy's got,
so it's
unbearable. It's unmatchable by anybody. So he keeps saying that, you ride red and get head. I think it's more like, mullet gets chicks in bed. So we'll wait and see. But it would have. We'll have to try and match up with him one day and see if we can sort that bloke out in a rally bike or something. So it'd be a bit of a laugh.
Dude, I'd pay to see him on a rally bike. Dude, he'd probably be sick though.
Yeah, true. He seems to be able to climb on anything and have a good old crack. So, it's just 2 different areas and 2 different lots of bikes, and bikes have improved so much since then. But it's the only guy that can do it at the moment is Ronnie Mack.
The mindset that you would have had going into last year. So you come in as the defending champ. You've got. You went 3rd, then you've won. Those first 4 days, were you just on attack too much because of I guess the confidence that you had coming into it? And then what was it like this year? Almost you would have for sure had doubts in yourself of even finishing the race. I'm sure in some little part in the back of your head. So it's what's it like racing Dakar with all the confidence in the world and then basically no confidence?
Both are pretty scary, pretty much. So it's to have the whole year go really well for you. You won Dakar. The year went extremely well. Got good results. Won the last round of the World Championship in Morocco, leading up into Dakar. Navigating and stuff was going well, but we just made some small mistakes and Just kind of pushed a little bit when we didn't need to in the return year back as a reigning champ. But it's the same thing as just like some other stuff just added up to what happened that stage as well, and it's the same as what happened this year. Some other stuff just was out of my control that gave us the result kind of pretty much we got. So it's except for the one stage where, like I say, I made the mistake. But it's like I really didn't have any expectations at all of this one this year, and I think I don't know. It sometimes works out better for you. So you're not expected to do anything too much, and people aren't always in your face trying to get answers out of you or what's going on. But it's just one of those tough races. You just need to be there and just keep ticking off days and kind of hope some things will fall in your hand in your lap a little bit, but then also just push hard when you need to. Yeah,
it's just almost got to be one of those things where it's sort of, that's what's crazy about the way that Coma and Cyril did it, because it seemed like they just always had that, like it just didn't matter, like they were always there. So I guess it's just one of those things, or I mean, maybe is it like you feel like you've got a couple more times and then you've got the formula figured out and you can really know when to push and when to back off? Like, is it just a race that takes that time?
I think it does a little bit. Like it's something that you need to just do more of, and just know what the body's going to feel like in 2 weeks' time, and just learn of how everything's going to be. But it's there's really I can try and sit here and tell you now like a winning formula for Dakar, but it can be completely different next year when I go, and it's no year is the same. And if you try and approach, like if I try and approach Dakar next year the way I took the year I won, like it probably won't even work ever again. Like it just things just went my way in the one I won, and then I had a good controlled like race where I just did things right when I needed to, and just all my stars aligned and everything was match perfect. And then it ended up being a win. And so this year it was pretty much the same. Like I just I was lining everything up, and then just got to stage 10, and one star was a little bit to the right and just didn't quite match. So it's just it's just there's no formula to it. It's just whatever can kind of happen, and what you can do with it.
Was it Jason? Was it it just lost me bloody train of thought now. What was I gonna say? I was going to say something. I've always got something to say.
You've always got something to say. That's for sure.
What was I? Oh, bloody had a good point. Bloody Jason Waters. So this is bloody Burley Cruise in full effect at the moment, isn't it?
Mate, Burley apparently is a place to be, but it's big distraction down there.
So
on the beach and all.
What were you? We're talking about Dakar, weren't we?
Oh, were we?
Dakar.
What's Dakar? Can you tell me a bit of a story about Dakar or what?
Nah, mate. This is your turn to tell stories.
The Gypsy Tale of Dakar, eh?
Bloody action-packed.
Action-packed.
People that are just listening on iTunes. We're on iTunes now. That's a good thing.
Big bonus, mate. There you go.
Moving up.
Moving up in the world.
They let us in. You have to get accepted, you know. Like, you can't just put stuff on iTunes.
Yeah, gee, true that. So, mate, going worldwide.
Wide. That's what I was going to say.
Here we go.
I'm back, guys. So what was cool was that it sort of went to shit. You lost a bunch of time, but it just, the support in Australia didn't like waver. People were just still, go Toby, you got it. You know what I mean? Like, is it pretty rad for you? Because you're over there and you're seeing a lot of the stuff that's being said. So is it pretty rad that you've got a whole country behind you that no one, like everyone still thought you could win, even though it's an hour behind? Yeah, that's it. Like it was,
it's always amazing each year that I do that race, and to see the support I get from Australia and everything. So it still blows me away to how many people. Yeah, like I don't get to see everything. Like literally each afternoon I might probably get 2-3 minutes on social media just to kind of just quickly scroll stuff. And
is that the hardest part of the Dakar Rally for you?
It is, mate. It is. There's no Tinder in Dakar. It's it's disgraceful. So no, but yeah, it's no social media, mate. It's like you're cut off from the world. It's like your arms actually get cut off. So it's Yeah, like I get a little bit of time each afternoon just to check out some stuff and whatever and what's going on. But yeah, when basically you scroll to your feed and stuff like that, and you see heaps of people have liked your post, and then you check you'll see your comment post and everything, and it's like 400-500 comments and stuff there of people just going, keep pushing hard. Yeah, we're following you. We've been staying up early each night and checking out your results, and first thing, with our coffee in the morning at 5 o'clock, we check the results of Dakar, and no, it's really, really cool to see that, and it's like I keep saying, everyone, I really appreciate that support, and it's definitely something that keeps you motivated and pushing along and trying to keep near the front and represent, I guess. So it's basically keep that Aussie flag flying high.
So what stage was it that you had that crash?
I think it was stage 7, I think. So stage 6 or 7. I had one little get off there, and basically, it was just like in some soft sand and soft like dunes and everything, and kind of just dropped off this little bank, and it basically picked me up and put me on my stomach and went surfing on my stomach a little bit.
Mate, I would have shit myself if I had a crash like that at Dakar.
Oh, mate, I would have shit myself too, and I literally did. So that's the worst part.
Yes.
Yeah. Probably. Not.
Tell the people about your bloody shitty crash.
Mate, it's amazing.
It was a shitty crash.
It was a shitty crash, literally. It's like I say, it picked me up, basically, sat me on my stomach, and then the bike basically chased me down and smacked me in the back and burst my camelback, so I was drenched, and then I don't know, it just hit me in a really good point somewhere in my back that I hope I never find again, and it just popped a little piece out, and actually had to sit and...
Are we talking like solid, or are we talking not super solid?
Not super solid. So it was once I got back on the bike, I once it hit me in the back, I was like, I think I'm winded a little bit, and I'm like, I think I may have just shit myself a little bit as well. And I'm like, nah, it's all good. So I climbed back on the bike, and basically as soon as I sit on the seat, I'm like, definitely soiled my jocks. So it's, and I look at the road book and go, got another 190 kilometres of that to go. So I'm in for a great afternoon. So basically finish the stage and pull up next to my team and my crew, and they go, hey, good job, well done. It's good to see you here. And how was your day? I said, it was okay, but I shit myself. So it's so the boys just kind of like took one or two little steps back and went,
Did they take you literally when you said you shit yourself, or did it take a second for them to be like, oh fuck, he's actually shit his pants?
Yeah, I think they just thought it was a little bit of a joke at the start, and then I'm like, doesn't feel too good at the moment. And then they started to take me a little bit serious, and so like I say, they took their two little shuffle steps back and kind of just like leaned in and just gave me a quick pat on the back and said, all right, we'll see you at the end of the day and get out of here. We don't want to be smelling that around here at the moment. So
is that gear still in South America?
Yep, that's still in South America in a garbage bin somewhere floating around. So got rid of that stuff pretty quick.
I feel bad, but when you told me, I was like, we got to talk about that.
Yeah, I tried
Sorry, mate.
Try to want to leave that one to my Gypsy Tales in my memories and thoughts, but
that's out there now.
It's out there.
It's too good of a story not to tell. Like,
it's not a good story to tell. Say I shoot myself. So.
Did you go faster because you shit your pants? You reckon? Because you got to be just over it going. Fuck.
No, it's the most uncomfortable thing to do. So it's like you're trying to shift and move and get off it, and it's like it actually distracts you more than anything, really. So. And I definitely wasn't going to pull up and just pull the old strides off and ride in basically with nothing underneath. So it's like, I wasn't going to do the old Ronnie Mack and have the knee braces on the outside and, hook in and cruise along. So I just, unfortunately just got to finish the day.
You do hear of people shitting all the time when they're racing and riding and doing like sport things like...
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure people don't talk about it.
No, yeah, they do.
Not too often.
Sorry, mate. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. Actually.
Yeah, sorry, not sorry. Hashtag.
So when you start to pull back a bit of time, does the mental side start switching to like, you know what, I actually might, because it was so close that if Mateus had any sort of dramas, because second was right there, and then if it's Mateus, right?
Yeah.
If he had any sort of dramas, then you were really back in there.
Yeah, that was like, it was still up in the air. Like, as it turned out, I finished third. So even if he had troubles and issues and stuff, I would have maybe ended up in second. So it's just the way how it all happened. But yeah, like, it was still, even though we were 50 minutes down on stage 10 and still had 4 stages to go, I think we pulled it back to like 22 minutes or something like that. So it was like, it was still a fairly damn close race, but it was just, like anything could have happened. But as it worked out, like the way the results are there, it's not too bad. Like a KTM still got up on top step and kept that win streak going, which is rad.
What's that at now?
17. So it's 17 years in a row. So far out, we at least got to have to try and crack off 2 more between all 4 of us on the team and get it up to that 20. That'll be a pretty rad streak to have. But it's getting harder and harder each year, that's for sure. And I think that's definitely a big pressure point that comes along with everyone
with being on KTM.
With being on the KTM, that builds up each year after year, and they're like, can KTM add another one to it? And then it happens. Okay, well, now they're going to add another one to it, and it's like it just
you just don't want to be that guy.
You just don't want to be in that part of it of being the first ones to let it fail, really. So it's Comer and Cyril basically just kept that whole system going, and it's just that's the scariest thought of being a part of that group that kind of like let it slip away that first time. But look, we've got a really good, strong team, and not only in the riders, but I think it's more so the behind the scenes stuff of the mechanics and the team and the crew and stuff like that really make the whole package come together to make it win.
Are you excited to have a chance to actually prep for Dakar now? Like, are you more motivated off this third than the time you got your first third? Yeah,
for sure. Look, it's I'm excited for a whole 12 months under my belt this year, and keep riding and keep training. So it's if that's what we can do in 6 weeks, I'm going to be pumped to get 12 months under my belt. So at the moment, for sure, we're definitely keen to have a little bit of a break. And even though, like I say, I've been off the bike for 12 months.
It's got to be gnarly, though. Like 2 weeks of anything, you're going to want to just chill for a bit.
Yeah, you're going to want to chill and relax and just catch back up again, and which we'll do. And it won't take too long before we start preparing and getting ready for some more stuff. Yeah, so straight, we kind of rushed this podcast in today because tomorrow you're going to the States. United States of America. Son. So what's that for? What do you got planned, mate? It's just kind of have a little bit of a break, bit of a holiday getaway type thing, and it's going to be one of them guys that we're going to go over and watch the Parker 425 race, catch up with some friends over there from all the trophy truck racing and stuff, and basically also it's a bit of a call to try and get all stuff organised and ready for the Fink Desert race for me here back in Australia. So I need to get some parts for the truck and that ordered and everything like that. So we're just we'll go over there and basically just get a little shopping trolley in the Geyser Brothers shop and start pulling things off shelves and ordering some bits and pieces. So just then the best part is just going to catch up with all the boys over there and relax a little bit and maybe have a beer or two and swing a shirt around up in the air and be one of them hooligans on the side of the track yelling and screaming at people. Take a 6-pack of GNs over, mate. Mate, can't go past the good old Great Northern, so it's it needs to be need to take that little mango over with us. And then off to France. Off to France and go and eat some snails. What are you doing in France, mate? Is that secret? No, it's not secret. No, we're gonna go there and cruise along and just catch up with Anton Mio and PH Motorsport crew, which they're a team that own rally cars and a team in Dakar with one of the Peugeot Dakar Rally cars. So, we got, by the sounds of it, we're going to have a little bit of a drive and a bit of a test in some rally cars and, just have a bit of fun and just cruise along with that. The option came up basically when how did that happen? Basically, it came up from Anton Mio being in my same camper. So we bunked together in our camper and whatnot, and he knows the owner of PH Motorsport, and he'd come over every afternoon and see how Mio was going, and basically I just introduced myself and started chatting, and then it turned out that he goes, oh yeah, I've seen some stuff. You race trophy trucks and cars and stuff. You enjoy this, do you? And I'm like, yeah, it's a fun hobby for me at the moment, and just something to do to fill in some spare time. And I said, yeah, once the 2 wheels finish, I want some 4 wheel racing to go into, and just get my feet wet wherever I can. And he's like, okay, cool, yeah, that's really nice to hear, and da-da-da-da. And once the race had finished, like I say, I flew out the very next day after the race, and then once I landed in New Zealand for a stopover, and I checked some social media stuff, and he'd sent me an inbox and said, hey, if you're
slid into
the DM,
son.
Yes, that was a good old slide in DM, that one. So
would you rather that slide like Peugeot Rally Factory? Like, what would you rather? Like, who's
I'd rather a rally car slide into my DM.
That's what I'm
sure.
thinking. That's what I'm thinking. Like, that's petrolhead life right there.
Yeah, that's pretty committed to petrolhead life, and enjoying and race and motorsport stuff. So it was cool.
So slid into your DMs. We
slid into the DM. We just decided that, and just said, hey, if you're free on the 7th of February, we've got some cars we're going to go test, and would you be interested in coming across? And I think by the time I'd read the message, I'd already started looking at flights in between. And
shout out to Ainsley.
She's a boss, getting it done for me. And book some flights, and away we go. We're going to go and try it out and see where we're at and what's happening. So the boys are saying that I think Sebastian Loeb's going to be there, testing some cars as well. So I'll show him a thing or two and just give him a few tips from my side, and
They got like the whole Finnish flick. You should show him the Fink flick, mate.
I'll show him the Fink flick. All right, I've perfected that one pretty well, but it's
to quote Jackson Richardson, shit just falls in your lap, mate.
Oh, mate, yeah, just falls out of the sky straight in my hand. Like it's crazy. So.
No, that will be sick, but there's not many people that actually get a chance to drive a full rally spec. And I'm sure what you'll learn off Sebastian Loeb, because he was decent at rally cars.
Oh, I think he's fairly decent. I've heard the name before.
Rings a bell.
Rings a bell. For about, I think it's at least 10 world titles or something like that. I think it is. I think he knows what he's doing a little bit. But
talk about a sport where so much shit can go wrong. Like, it's like Dakar, mini Dakar, but a series in cars that are just on like the razor edge, and literally on the razor edge of mountains. Like, if you win 10 world titles in that, you're a fucking G. Sebastian Loeb, you're a G.
Yep. Are you trying to scare me right now? Like,
you should be scared.
I will be for sure. Like, if I get in the car with this
bloke, I
would
not get in the car with him. Like, I mean, I probably would, but fuck, that'd be gnarly.
Yeah, don't worry. The seatbelt will be strapped in tight. Don't worry. So, no, it'll be cool. That's it. Just go over there and check all that out and see what they're. Definitely do not know anything at all what would be planned later in the future or anything of it. But when the option comes up and whatnot, you can't pass them up and
it's just
say,
fun.
it's a bit of fun really, and it's just filling a little bit of time and try it out. So it's it's it. If I go and do it and do well, you never know what it could hold for me in the future. And if I go there and do really, really bad, then I know what it's going to hold in the future, and it's not going to drive a car. So it's. But no, I think we've got a little bit of skill in that area, and being around that guy of Sebastian Loeb, being the badass that he is, I think if I sit there and watch and learn some of his feet control and hand control and how he controls the car and stuff and where he situates everything, it'll help me later on in the future, and hopefully help me in a good old Guys Brothers trophy truck here at Fink, and we'll send it down through there in June.
I will say, though, if I got given the choice between driving a rally stage with Sebastian Loeb in the co-driver seat or a double around Phillip Island with Casey Stoner, I would feel so much better about being in a car.
Yeah, true. Not that I wouldn't trust old Casey Stoner on the old 2 wheels, that's for sure, but I don't know, it's just something about metal and steel that's wrapped around you. It just...
it inspires confidence.
It does. Sometimes it inspires too much confidence and it goes pretty wrong. So, we'll wait and see. But, if Casey's up for a double, if he doesn't mind a bloke hugging him from on a Ducati with him and for a lap of Phillip Island, mate, I'll put my hand up for that as well. So, set it up, mate. Get it done.
Casey is not a big dude. Toby's a big dude. I just picture, has anyone seen Have you seen that James Franco and Seth Rogen like music video when they ripped off Kim Kardashian?
No.
So you remember the music video where I'll put it on the video?
Right, yeah.
They're Kim Kardashian and Kanye West. So like she's wrapped around Kanye.
Yep.
And Kanye's like, bam, singing the song.
Right.
And then James Franco and Seth Rogen, like, you know, Seth.
Yeah, and I see it, yep.
So they did a like a mock deal of it where like he's on the back of the motorcycle, he's got no shirt on, he's like all sweaty. That's literally the mental image I'm getting of you and Casey Stoner on a Ducati.
I'm gonna have some leathers on, mate. I'm not gonna be on there in no shirt.
It's nothing to do with like your looks or the dad bod. It's more about the just the size differential.
Yeah, don't worry. The top speed won't be too good, and I'll be catching a lot of wind. Don't worry, because there ain't much a Stoner, so he's gonna be hidden behind a windshield, and I'm just gonna be catching everything up on the top.
Just go bop bop.
It probably will stand, mate. So she'll have plenty of traction, that's for sure.
I had a chance like years ago at the Queensland whatever where they race like the superbikes, and they were like, I was filming for KTM, and they're like, do you want to go on the superbike? And I'd never even met the dude that was like, I was there filming him. I think it was Shannon Johnson actually.
Yep.
You know Shannon.
Yeah, I know Shannon.
And he's a legend now, and I'm like, but they're like, yeah, do you want to go on this? And it's like when I'm filming and I'm doing like helicopter shit.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, yep. So Alaska is a good example. Met the pilot for like 5 seconds, and this dude, then I trust this guy to strap me in to a helicopter, and then like I'm supposed to just stand on the skids. So it's that same thing. It's like, if you trust somebody, but you're just handing your life over to complete strangers.
100%.
Casey you'd trust,
and Sebastian Loeb you'd trust, I think. I think I'm in good hands. If I got to double on the back of a bike with Casey and be in a passenger seat of a car with him, with Sebastian. So I think I'm in pretty good hands.
That'd be sick. I'm keen for the Instagram stories that come from that. You'll have to save them. You know, you can like save them now to your profile.
Oh yeah, you can save them to your front profile bit there now. You can re-watch it like in years to come. So
that's what you need to do. That's the move, mate.
When I'm 60 years old, I can't wait to look back on that one story of driving a rally car.
Me and Seb.
Yeah, me and Seb.
We're calling him Seb now.
Seb. Hanging out for the day.
And so Jesse's going to come over as well.
Yeah, as it worked
He's
out.
a savage.
Jesse's a savage, dude. Jesse is an absolute badass legend.
Give people some background on Jesse, man. Jesse Jones is
Jesse, mate. He's he's just one all round really good guy. Like he just literally.
So who is he for the people that don't know?
So Jesse Jones, he's a pretty much off-road legend, badass trophy truck racer in the States. So basically the year after I done the double at Fink and finished second in the truck and first on the bike.
Jesse saw all my videos.
So apparently he saw all these videos that some random bloke I pulled off the street to make some videos and stuff for me, and apparently he did a pretty good job, named Jace McAlpine or something.
Come on, I wasn't fishing that hard.
But no, he and then it was in through the connection a bit as well with Rick Geyser. Yeah. Unfortunately, that same year, Bryce Menzies was kind of going through some injuries with his wrist and everything, and wasn't going to make the Baja 1000. And that was the year I was coming off the win at Dakar as well. So it was kind of got a bit of a crossbreed promotion, a little as well. But I'd known Jesse since 2013, I think I met him at the Baja 1000 when I was there with the KTM team and everything. I
didn't know you met him all the way back there.
Yeah. So end of 2012, start of 2013, I'd met Jesse from all the stuff I was doing in the States with the KTM team there, and just kind of met him once, clicked and went really well, and 2013 come around and I just hung out with him more there with Bryce and everything because I'd known Bryce from the Red Bull Dana Dirt event and everything, and then after the year, that was when Kurt passed away in 2013, that then KTM pulled the pin with all the rallies, with the Baja Assault type things, so 2014, I just finished the 6-day enduro, I think, in Argentina actually, and I pretty much just was out of the blue, just went, bugger, I'm gonna want to go to the Baja 1000. So I rang Bryce and just said, hey, is it cool if I come and change tyres, jack your truck, pass your water, like scrub your helmet? I don't care, just I want to come and hang out and see the Baja again and just be around that race and everything.
On like
and
the truck side though.
Just on the truck side, yeah. So I was literally not racing, not doing nothing. I was going there to be pretty much just a fan and just be a pit bitch and help the boys out. And so yeah, basically when I rocked up there, I seen Bryce and Jesse and that, and they're like, "Far out, you've just finished second in the world at the ISD enduro races and stuff, and then now you're here like cleaning our helmets and washing our truck and wiping things down and pushing the truck through tech inspection and stuff." They go, "World champions don't do that stuff." And I'm like, "Yeah, but I'm not too stressed. I just want to come and hang out with you boys and have some fun." So I think that's what kind of Jesse worked out. Like, yeah, I was a rad dude and just wanted to hang out and be with the boys and do some fun shit really. And and then from there he just kind of kept in touch and we always spoke once a month and stuff, and was a good dude. And then like I say, then once I did that result at Fink with the double with the truck and the bike, Rick Geyser basically went back and just said, "Hey, geez, for a guy that's never steered a trophy truck before and almost beat everyone in Australia and steered one like pretty damn good, you should look at trying to get Toby in the truck." So literally like within a week or so, Jesse rings me, goes, "Hey, would you be interested in racing the trophy truck at Baja 1000?
Yes.
And I'm like, race it? Like literally be at the steering wheel? He goes, yeah, for sure, jump in it. And I'm like, there's no second guessing at that pretty much. And that was rad. So it's kind of where the thing with Jesse's kind of kicked off and everything. But then like you say, he kind of that's what I'm going to go over there and see him for the Parker 425 race. And then when I got the option to go and do these rally car stuff, he saw my story on Instagram and said, "Oh, you're going to France?" He goes, "What are you doing there?" And I'm like, "Oh, testing rally cars and stuff." And he goes, "Sweet, can I book a ticket and come with you?" So like, that's just how random Jesse is and how much of a badass that he is. He's just like, "Yep, sweet, I'll take some time off work." And like he owns his own business and everything, so he can do his own thing, whatever. But he's just like, "Yep, sweet, I'm coming with you and gonna come check it all out and have a rad time with you." So no, it's cool for Jesse to come and check it all out as well. And I'm looking forward to catching up with him and see what Parker 425 is all about. So should be good.
Yeah, so let's get just back to Dakar. We'll probably, in like an hour, we'll probably like start shutting it down.
Yeah, but, shutting it down pretty soon. You talk too much, mate.
Oh, mate, I haven't got a word in like last time. So yeah, we'll just, I guess, finish off like those last couple days of Dakar. Because for people listening, we didn't want to talk about the event and like the whole thing because we went pretty deep on Dakar in the last podcast. So if you're finding this one and you haven't listened to the last one, a lot of Dakar info is in the last one.
Yep.
But I just wanted people to hear from you in like a long form, like, you know, you do the little Triple M or Sunrise soundbite, you don't really kind of get the story. So it's like, let's just tell your side of, you know, sort of what happened. Yeah. But yeah, so like winding down those last couple days after you shit yourself.
Yep. Yep, sweet.
It's so out there. Yep. Wait, can we get a poo emoji on your pants for next year?
You just have to put one like somewhere just down here on the screen and stuff.
I want a butt patch, like a butt patch. Can we get that done?
All right, I'll have to bring up old Alpine Stars and make sure we get a little poo emoji on the back of it.
Hey mate, it worked.
Yeah, well, true.
Got you on the box. But yeah, so when you started feeling good, you started making up time again. I guess, you know, what's that thought process going into those last few days?
Yeah, that was it. Like everything was starting to roll along really well. We were starting to make up some of that time in the last 4 stages and whatnot. So, look, it was still not out of reach. I was trying to push pretty hard for a second and everything. And stage 12, 13, we ended up getting a couple of stage wins and clawing a bit more time back, which is rad. And how
good did just the stage win feel like to actually, because at that point you'd been kind of cruising along. I don't think you were really pushing super hard for stage wins. I feel like you were more watching just the time from first. But to actually get a stage win, it must have felt pretty good.
Yeah, for sure. That's it. Like I got a stage win on stage 12, and then stage 13, I actually had to lead the stage out and got another stage win. So I know all that side of things. My riding, everything were going really well, and starting to pick everything back up again, and starting to feel like I was getting into a groove in that second week, which is really good. So I know my pace is still there, even though like I've been on the lounge for pretty much 12 months, lounge racing really, and. So yeah, I think that's a good confidence boost for me straight up. That if, coming off the lounge like that, we're back on pace. It's cool to get us a couple of stage wins and show, I guess, KDM that we're still the same person, still there, and once we get that time, we'll be good to go again. So yeah, we just try to keep some pressure on, and it was going to be hard to try and get into second. It was definitely extremely hard to get into first, but we're just trying to keep pressure on as much as we could, just like by doing those couple of stage wins that they might have thought, he's going to push again the next day, and they're going to try and push himself, and then trying to like force him into a mistake or something go wrong or anything like that. Like it just didn't quite work that way, but I think it kind of gave him a little bit of a hot feet, just trying to make sure they move along and get it done. But it was good to get those ones and under our belt, and then basically finish off. It was just a massive, huge, big relief to cross that finish line on day 14, and we were done and dusted with the race, and survived one in one piece, and they come away with a little nice Dakar paperweight door stopper. It's cool.
Not as big as Felix.
It's not as big as Felix, so we got to chase that one down again. But
Felix wants a brother, man.
He does. He wants a big brother, so he's same size pretty much. So he wants a twin. We need to get him a twin.
Let's get Felix a twin.
So, that's it. It's all good. We're pumped. We're happy with everything. But we want more.
Toby Price, cheers, mate. Thanks for coming on Gypsy Tales once again. And you still got merch for sale? What's the plan with that?
Still got merch for sale. It actually has gone extremely well, so I appreciate everyone's support with that. But yeah, for sure, climb onto my website, www.tp87.com.au. There is the merchandise shop there, and basically, click away, add to your cart, and do a nice little checkout, and it'll be rad. So it's all going really well. So actually, I just have put another order in for some more stock. Hopefully, in the next couple of weeks, we will start to make a couple of small designs that we will release out in time, and very, very shortly, we're going to have some stubby coolers that are going to come out. Whee! So we can celebrate for next Australia Day. And,
I'm down with that.
Hell yeah. And then I think, we'll try and start on some sticker sheets and caps. So, it's the response from it at the moment has gone really, really well. And I appreciate the support. It's pretty cool. So definitely click on there and check it out.
And shout out to the homie at the Big Bash that caught a 6.
Hell yes.
What a legend.
That was a badass.
We have to shout him out.
Yeah.
Did anyone find out who he was or anything?
I was literally, I'd put the word out to try and chase the guy down. I think that was while I was just getting organised to start off and to get ready for Dakar. So it was Boxing Day, so I haven't kind of caught up on that as yet, but I need to get our management crew to try and track that guy down. We'll send him out some more little gifts and stuff like that, but huge big shout out to that dude. It was my phone blew up. Like basically everyone just like sending me snippets of it and everything on Snapchat and whatever, and saying that this badass guy's just caught a 6 in the grandstand with your shirt on. So it was cool. Yeah,
if you're watching this, send Toby a message, prove it's you, because I would love to know who that guy is as well, because that was pretty rad.
That's pretty rad. Hell yeah, that's
because a lot of work goes into the merch side of it, man. Like it doesn't just happen. Like the stock's literally behind you. Ainsley sends it out. Yep. Like it's not, know what I mean?
It's not an easy job, that's for sure, and it's takes a lot of work, and but it's just cool to get like my name out there a little bit more, and some people to see the brand, and just kind of keep the
people
world aware.
Involved,
Gets people involved, and makes people feel a part of it a little bit. So it's it's cool thing to be doing and getting out there.
Sweet, we'll talk to you after France, bruz.
Cheers, thanks guys.